Hello, FlossTube Stitchers. I wanted to start off today by thanking everyone for all of your lovely comments about my Halloween video. I do enjoy doing those slideshows. It shows you a little bit more of what's in my store if you're not close enough to come visit for yourself. And it also means that a lot of minutes are taken up by the photos and I don't have to talk as much, but it is a lot of work to get a good photograph of everything and to properly label it, and also to adjust the photos within iMovie because sometimes it focuses on the wrong thing and you don't see the whole picture. So it's really nice to read those comments. I know that the time spent is appreciated. And I wanted to read a couple comments. So the first is from Dana Lake. She says, I love a Halloween FFO show, my favorite stitch subject. Thank you for showing all of your display items. And then this next part has to do with our giveaway from last week. My big confession is that I do not have any needle minders. Coincidentally, the other night I was poked by a needle that was embedded in my sheets, and I don't stitch in bed. Okay, that's spooky, Dana. I don't know how that happened. And then Rhonda Bots, sorry if I mangled your name. She said, what a wonderful video full of Halloween goodness. Typically, I'm not a Halloween stitcher, but a fall stitcher. Looking at these pretties, though, might convert me somewhat. I have to laugh. My cat was sitting on my lap while watching the video, and the spooky music perked her ears up, and she was quite agitated, LOL. I've never seen her like this. So I wanted to say something about fall stitching versus Halloween stitching. I know a lot of people don't stitch for Halloween or don't celebrate. And my husband was asking a few nights in a row when I was here late, working at the shop and rearranging models and things. And he's like, what's taking you so long? Are you coming home soon? And I said, well, what you don't understand is that while I was separating out all of the Halloween models for this video, I was also creating new seasonal displays and a specific one for autumn so that I could show that, and it doesn't include any Halloween. So I feel like I'm a little far ahead for the end of the summer when I might want to start showing fall things. So I wanted to tell that to Rhonda that she can look forward to having an autumn display a little bit later. And then Kathleen Ross said, the Halloween video was awesome, including the spooky music. I don't have but a few needle minders and need a Halloween minder for my stitching. Guess what, Kathleen? You are getting the Stitch Witch because your name was chosen by the random number generator. So you will be getting that as soon as I get your mailing address. So about the spooky music. The video is different from the one that I did last October. I even questioned why I was doing another one when I had just done one, a little bit more than 6 months ago, but I had that new area I wanted to decorate and I had new models. So I made sure that I rearranged them, that things weren't in the same position as the previous video, and that I chose different music. So I'm glad you like the music. Then there were some comments about the Lucan fabric. So let's see, Jennifer Kelly said, the new linen looks a lot like Zweigart's 40 count Mallow, which has the same fiber content and price point. Yes, Jennifer, I already answered her. That's good that you noticed that. I would have shown Mallow, but I didn't have it at the time that I did that video. So I have it now. And I know I showed a picture on social media the other day, but not everybody is on Facebook or Instagram, so I thought I would show you here. These are the two cotton linen blends from Zweigart. This is the Lucan, that's 32 count, and this is the 40 count Mallow. So I like the fact that they name it something different because they're not exactly the same color. And a lot of that is due to the fact that linen, is a plant product and it changes due to the weather conditions and soil content. but I also think it's easier to remember when things are different counts. So Lucan is always going to be 32 and Mallow is always going to be 40, and that's how we can keep that straight. So the Lucan has maybe a tinge more gray cast to it. The Mallow is definitely lighter with a little bit more yellow. However, I stitched on Mallow maybe 2 years ago. I did a Christmas ornament and I wanted it to be little, and Mallow maybe was new to me at the time, and I'm sorry, I didn't unpack it to bring in, but I don't remember it being this yellow. I thought it looked a little more gray, so that just goes to show that the linens will change in color as they come in. And then on Facebook, Susan Retzer said, I've used Mallow before, and if I recall correctly, it felt fairly thick and bulky. How is the Lucan? So I kind of felt the Mallow today, and I thought, I don't know if it really feels thicker or bulkier, but it's definitely denser, more densely woven, I should say. And I got out Newcastle Raw so that I could put my hand in both of them to see how they feel. And I really think they're the same thickness. Maybe the Newcastle is smoother and the cotton linen blend Mallow feels a little rougher. But anyway, I think it's worth a try. The Lucan and the Mallow are both $50 a yard, as opposed to a lot of the Zweigart linens that are anywhere from like $74 to $80 a yard. So if you're getting yardage, it's a better deal. It's something to think about. And then I had mentioned that the Lucan, because it has sort of like a, maybe it's the cotton thread that looks whiter. And what else? Alex, who goes by Rain Jude on YouTube, she said maybe I was thinking of Heatherfield because it had flecks in it. Well, it wasn't Heatherfield, because that's a completely different thing. And I am going to have a conversation about that in another video. But what I was thinking of is actually called pastel linen. And you can't find it now. It was discontinued a number of years ago. It came in pastel colors. It was always white with a color. So it was white and blue, green, yellow, pink, lavender maybe. I can't remember exactly how many colors it came in, but you can't find it anywhere online. When you Google it, you get pastel pink and pastel lavender, and you just get color names. So I tried putting in quotes. I looked in the Zweigart, the newest catalog that I had gotten, and it's just not mentioned anywhere. So I tried again earlier today with a different search, and what I got was a conversation online from 2015, and nobody could find it in 2015. So it had already been discontinued. And when we moved to this location, which was like 8 years ago, so that would have been like 2014 or something like that, I got rid of a lot of older paperwork that I didn't need anymore, because we've been here a long time and it's not necessary to keep all those old invoices. And so I probably don't even have anything that tells me anything more about the pastel linen. But I thought that was really pretty, and I have a feeling that it was probably, I think it was all 28, and I think that was probably also a cotton linen blend where the white part was the cotton. But anyway, that's the answer to my query a couple weeks ago about how Lucan reminded me of something else. Okay, I think that was all about the fabric and the Halloween video. So I will put that away. And then I'm going to show you my vintage stitch, which I also tried really hard to research, although I did not unpack any of my cross stitch from when we moved 20 years ago. I'm sure I still have the chart someplace, so if I find it later, I will bring it up again. It's a designer that I'm sure is no longer in business, and it's been hanging in our home office for 20 years, ever since we moved in. It was, you know, one of the first rooms that we decorated because it was the smallest room besides a bathroom, and we painted it red, so I knew it was going to be patriotic or Ohio themed. So I tried, but I couldn't find this for you, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. So I know that the name was something to do with the words. So it was pride and honor, freedom and glory, peace and honor. It had something to do with those names. I don't know if I would stitch this piece right now. That's a lot of back stitching. There were a lot of quarter stitches in the heart-shaped flag. I don't really have a problem with quarter stitches, but maybe it's just not as common now as it was then. But I really enjoy this piece. If you look closely, you can see that there is some shadowing around the letters, but I never connect words. So that little bit of shadowing doesn't really bother me. I try for it not to show, but you know, there's only so much you can hide. One idea is to put a dark mat behind your stitching when you have it framed, but then it changes the color of the fabric, so you have to consider that as well. All right, get that out of my way. My current whip is Birds of a Feather, Land That I Love, and yes, this chart is still available, or I probably wouldn't be showing it to you, or I wouldn't even be stitching it, and I do have charts in stock. It's one of the few, I can't remember how many charts Hoffman Distributing still offers of theirs. They've been retired for a while, moved to needlepoint. And the original fabric was their barn owl. And I meant to keep it out so I could show you. Oh, maybe I have it here. Let's see. Oh, Birds of a Feather, here we go. So this is barn owl. And of course, I might have a little bit of Birds of a Feather in my stash, but I think it's the darker colors like sparrow. So I chose 32 Creme Brulee by R&R Reproductions that was in my stash. Maybe doesn't have the tinge of green in it, but I thought it was close enough that it would work with all of these colors. So this is how much I got done. I think this was 2 nights of stitching. Pay no attention to the red tails. I'm not going to wind those under until I've done the stitch in the center of the flower because I don't want to disturb anything. So far I'm using all of the called for colors except the fish. So in the original, the fish is the same color as the house and the flag, which is Lancaster red. And I saw a finish on Facebook yesterday, Melissa Danajski. Sorry, I'm butchering names today. But she posted in Star Spangled Stitchers on Facebook, and a really cute finish. I'm not going to show it because you should go there and look for it. It's not mine to share. But I told her, hey, I'm working on this now, and I'm thinking of changing the color of the fish. I just wasn't sure I was into the red fish. And she said that she thought the same thing, but she really liked the simple palette that they chose, and so she kept them red. Well, I had Blue Coat Red set aside for another patriotic project. It might have been the Americana Festive Fobs from Heartstring Samplery. And I thought, hey, that looks good. And it kind of looks like salmon. And salmon is the seafood of choice in our family. And I also thought it looked really good next to the Lancaster. So I had auditioned Sockeye from Weeks Dye Works because I thought, well, why don't I just use Sockeye? But I feel like it's this one. I thought it was a little too orange. And then I saw Persimmon in Classic Colorworks, and it's very similar to Blue Coat Red, but for some reason it was looking a little too pink or a little too bright. So anyway, it didn't take me long to decide to use Blue Coat Red. So that's what I'm working on. Shouldn't take too long to finish. And I will finish it before the season's over. It doesn't matter that tomorrow was July 4th. So that's, oh, the other thing I was thinking of doing, might as well show you because you might have ideas. The lettering calls for Father's Day. And gosh, I don't know. I just feel like it looks so bright and it looks very stripy. I don't know how old this skein is. So I am auditioning these colors. So what do you think? I have Weeks Dye Works. Now I can't read them. Blue Suede, Midnight, which I've used many times from Gentle Art. And then Gentle Art also has the new Distressed Denim. I want it to go with the water, which is Dolphin. So I don't know, maybe that one has too much stripe in it. This one, been there, done that. So I'm thinking of Blue Suede. But anyway, if you have any thoughts, let me know. Although by the time I read your comments, I might have already stitched it. Okay, that's good. Now, let me show you what's new. And I'll start with the scissors. Oh, I knew I was going to do that. The packaging is, well, not as sturdy as it could be. I mean, once you get it home, you're not going to, it comes out so easily. Okay. So I had them all set so I could just pick them up, and I screwed it up. So these are new scissors that are made for a yarn tree, and there's 4 different styles. It's an $11 value, and one of these is going to a viewer. So just say which one you want. This is Blue Flowers. This one we're just going to call Hearts or Red Hearts. The card that's inside just comes out real easily. So that's the hearts. This is Pink Leopard, if I can get it back in there. Oh, goodness. There's Pink Leopard. That's my favorite. Leopard was always my mom's favorite print. It's very like 60s or 70s maybe, but she's always really liked leopard print in all different colors. And then this is Zebra. So just tell me which one you want to win, and I'll pull that probably, well, I don't know if I'm going to do a video next weekend. It might be the Christmas video if I finish it before we leave. I still have some things to edit on that. It's not quite ready. And also the video might not be Sunday, it might be Monday because we'll be traveling home on Sunday. So maybe I'll say 2 weeks just in case. You might have 2 weeks to comment. So that's the scissors. And then here are charts. And is that all I have to talk about? I think so. Alrighty, we had an auto from Bent Creek, Pop of Summer, which is on 20 count raw linen, the substitute for 18, which they used to use, which is now discontinued. Now that comes with all the pearl cotton along with the fabric. So that's the second one in the series. They already did spring. Then they have, oh, I'm sorry, did I say the price? Could you see the price? $26. This is Starlight Berry Sampler. Does that say $6.50? Can I read backwards? That's really cute. There's a lot of other ones in that series, so I'm glad they're continuing with that style. All right, Cottage Garden Samplings, number 8 in their Year in the Woods is Barn Owl. Then we have the September Quaker, From the Heart. Madame Chantilly has a couple summer ones. Her patriotic one is called Land of Liberty. And then she has Beach and Summer. And then we got an auto from Plum Street. This is 18, Live on Little. I love this. I want to start this tomorrow. No, I can't. But I love the saying, I love the water, I love everything about it. So in the email to the shops, Paulette apologized for having kind of a light season for designing, but that makes up for it because it's huge and it's awesome. But she had COVID, so she was kind of out for a while and felt really, we shared our experiences with having it. The lethargy and the, I don't know, just the the feeling that you just are not connected with anything, and then she has lingering physical symptoms. So anyway, but that Live on Little was worth it. And then Siren's Tart in her little round series. And then the Nashville exclusive, which I couldn't get until just now. This is the Day. And I do have the Barb's Blend, but only in the 32 count. I think I mentioned that last time. Also, I love this house. I said I was going to start this as soon as it came. I love those bricks. All right, then a new designer, and I am going to find out some information about her. I didn't do that yet. Stitches by Ethel. And I was confused for a little bit because the first thing that came up when I searched for her company name was a Stitches by Ethel, who is a fashion designer in South Africa, Ghana, someplace in the continent of Africa. And I thought, oh, maybe she does both. No, it turns out it's a completely different designer, but they just have the same name. This is Candy Corn and Pumpkin. Love it. Christmas Wishes. And Day at the Seashore, which my framer wants to do to add to her beachy collection. Sweet Wing Studio has Forever in Peace. Oh yes, this is going to be on my to-do list. I just love that flag. I love how every row is different. It's just so cool. I love the colors. I love the font. I love it. And then two little chicks from Tra La La. And then the Halloween book for this year from Twin Peak Primitives. I think you'll be able to, it's $30. I think you can see all the pictures there. I think that's a very generous collection. There's a lot of really cute ones in there. So, alrighty, I think that's it. Have some packing to do. I still have to get parts of the shop ready to be taken over by somebody else so they're not confused with where I put things. I have new fabric tags to make for my bins because I rearranged everything. We're out of everything from one fabric company and then we just got a new fabric company. So I have to make new tags, and so I still have a lot of work to do. I probably will be here tomorrow on the holiday, which I won't be too sad about because then maybe I won't hear any fireworks. We were not happy last night. Neither of my dogs was happy last night. So anyway, and then Tuesday the shop is closed, but I have to finish some mail orders and get to the post office, and then we leave Wednesday at noon. So I'll be sure to take pictures and incorporate some of those family things into the next video that I do. And until then, enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend, if you're watching it right now, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye. Okay. Alrighty. Not a good way to start.